guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and if you're new here, I am a Canadian budget blogger. What that means is there won't be any talk of 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, or whatever else it is that the United States uses. Here it's all about TFSAs and RRSPs. In today's video, I'm going to be going through my spending between August 21st and September 3rd, and that's because I am a Paycheck budgeter. I have found that as soon as I moved to budgeting by Paycheck and developing a system where I close my money out every 2 weeks or when I get paid, that I have now been able to stick to a budget and I'm making my financial goals happen. So stick around. Before we start, I want to share that it's taken me about a year to a year and a half to develop a budget process that works for me and my lifestyle. I am completely cashless. I use one checking account, one savings account, and I put the majority of my purchases on credit card. I like this because I get the credit card bonuses such as cash back. The budget sheets that you're going to see in this video are how I keep myself organized and on track and make sure that I am paying my credit card off for the exact amounts and at the right times. If you like this process or this might work for you, I do have the link to my Etsy shop where you can get all the budget sheets in the description box below. But also, if you are on your budgeting journey, don't give up. It might just take a few more adjustments to make something that actually fits you, your lifestyle, and how you and your household manages money. Let's get started. I talked about being organized, and I wanted to share that I use this folio to store all of my budget sheets. So at the beginning of the period, all I have to do is go in here and grab one of each, and then I am ready to go. I've actually already done that, so I don't need this, but just thought I would show that to you for an idea of how to stay organized. So starting off, I actually list out all of my transactions. I typically just do this on a piece of paper, but I wrote up an official budget sheet to do this. So here we go. Here's all the spending I had during the period of August 21st to September 3rd. I then went through and categorized it so that down here I could summarize the spending in each of these categories, and would then be easy for me to transfer this over to my other sheets. So starting off, the first main sheet where I do my reconciliation of everything. Oh, not that one. Oh, I think it is that one. It is that one. All right, so here we go. Here's the main Paycheck budget. So started off with $1,700. That wasn't a surprise. Got paid for 72 cents more. I was reimbursed. The kids' dad and I pay 50-50 for all their activities. So I got some money back for soccer and stuff that I paid for during the summer. Returns, I had one big return, and that left me with $4,231.75 for the period. My pension came out, and this just goes along with my paycheck. I transferred $425 to my reserve funds, and I put this in a special color because I want to show you how this then links to my reserve funds, also known as sinking funds. I make a $50 transfer to my Questrade account. This is for my TFSA every paycheck. So in total, there was $721.03 taken off, which left me with $3,510.72. The next section that I look at are my fixed expenses. These are the expenses that are going to be paid no matter what. I thought I was going to have my cell phone bill, but it turns out I'm actually a month ahead on my cell phone, so I didn't have to pay that. Rent, $14.50, that came out, no surprises, and car insurance. So in total, I saved myself this cell phone bill, but I had $1,926.86 left over. So the next section I take a look at is my variable expenses. So these are things that I have to spend every single month, but there is a degree of flexibility with how much they are. For example, groceries, I could shop sales or maybe do see what's in my cupboards and not shop in a week. But this week, or these 2 weeks, I ended up spending $269.62 on groceries, so I came under, which was fantastic. Gas, I was slightly under here as well with $116. Miscellaneous, I only spent $52. And then finally, I didn't actually go school supply shopping. But we've got $439 and 8 cents, I think. I can't read my scribble. And which left me with $1,487.28. I was only intending to have $500 carried forward, but because I didn't purchase the school supplies, I'm going to carry that amount forward so that it's ready for me to buy them first week the kids go back to school. This leaves me with $937.28 that I can then put into my savings funds, or it's actually my reserve funds. I know that $366.28 of this is going into activities, and then the remainder is going to my goal of $2,500 for appliances, and that's there. So $937.28. Next, I want to show you how that rolls into my savings account. So my savings account is where I keep my reserve funds, or I know that I'm going to have spending for these. They just don't happen every month. For example, my CPA dues, they only happen once a year, but it's about $1,200. So I put $40 every pay into this account so that when it becomes due, I will have enough. Other things are summer camps for the kids. Again, another really big expense. It happens once a year, and I want to be putting a little bit of money away every single pay so that I have money for it and it's not a big bill. My other reserves are here, but what I really want to show you is how here's my auto transfer for $425. That goes in here automatically. I earn 33 cents of interest, but then also there's this additional deposit. So at the end of the period, after I did all of my spending, I find that I have $937 left, and that is then gonna go into here. I could have instead decided that maybe I needed to pay down some additional debt if I had debt, or maybe I wanted to just invest it because all of my reserve funds were at an amount that they were fine with. But I am saving for appliances, so I did put the money back here. How this works is that here is the opening balance. This is what the ending balance was last week, so it's what I'm starting with. Then I go through here and I figure out what the deposit is in total. So it's the amount from the biweekly deposit, how I've allocated it. I add in the additional deposit, and then that's what comes in. So $1,362.61. If I added all of that up, that would be the equal here. How much I spent during the period though, and this goes back to the transactions here. I had gifts for $98.57, medical $205. I started seeing an acupuncturist, and the activities $287.24 is what I ended up spending. So I record those purchases here for a total of $509.81. The reason why I record this here too is that I know how much I need to pay my Visa, because these were all purchases that I made on my Visa. Here's the closing balance, and if I check my savings account, that is exactly what the balance of my savings account is. So it's all reconciled. Finally, I go over here and I take a look at my payments and how it all worked. So if I had additional debt payments, I'd have all of the debts written here, or who I owe money to. I'd also be recording how much interest I paid, because I think knowing how much money every month that goes to interest is really important. And if I made that extra payment, so back here when I did this reconciliation, if I determined that I had extra money and I wanted to put it to a debt payment, I would record that extra payment here, along with the closing balance and the closing balance from last month. And then that just gets to show me the progress that I've actually made on any debt payment. So going back up here to my credit card payment, I know that some of the purchases were through my debit account. For example, I write a $1,450 check for rent. That comes out of my debit. It doesn't go on my credit card. So my fixed expenses, they were all through my regular checking account. My variable expenses, only $35.99 were through my checking account. The remainder was on credit card. And this tells me how much I need to pay, as well as here from my savings account, or that was the reserve fund purchases, the 509.81. So this is how much was on my credit card when I took a look, $912.90. And this is perfectly reconciled. I know I need to make a $403 payment from my checking account and a $509 payment from my savings account. And that is that. All right, guys, so there you have it. I am now at $1,215 towards my goal of $2,500 for appliances. I need that by the end of October. I do think I'm gonna hit it though and probably start on my next goal, which is $2,500 for my closing costs. Honestly, I cannot say enough about paycheck budgeting and, just being intentional about your money. I would not have this had I not started this system. All right, have a great weekend, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.